What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for clicking on this video if you're new here. If you like what you see in here, please hit subscribe. Make sure you like this, and if you do subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload. So guys, I just wanted to say hats off to you, to the UK, man. This weekend has been very emotional watching the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. As an American, obviously we have presidents, and presidents are here for 4 to 8 years. I'm gonna try not to cry, but let me just get through this video of the Jubilee celebrations. Okay, number one, I was excited because the Jubilee was coming up. First was Trooping the Color, which since I started royal watching in 2017, I started to enjoy Trooping the Color. I think it's lovely. I like the carriage rides. I'll just say that George, Charlotte, and Louis looked so cute. Looked so cute in the carriage. Camilla looked lovely. Catherine never misses a beat, so it was really nice to see all of them in a carriage together. The Wessexes, of course, looked great. Sophie wore her mom's hat. No, not Sophie. Lady Louise wore her mom's hat, and I thought that was adorable. They all look great. I like Edward. I started to like Edward after like looking into the royal family. I think he's one of the least problematic members. Like, he's just chill and quiet and just kind of in the background, but like he does what he needs to do, so he's cool. Princess Anne looked amazing. I wish there was a movie about Princess Anne because I think she deserves her shine. Like, I think she deserves a moment. I know obviously like she was that like you know, a fashionista in the 70s, I believe, but I wasn't around in the 70s. I was born in 1995, but like, you know, like, Princess Anne, she's that girl, you know, and that's a compliment. If you're like, she's not a girl, she's a grown woman. I know, it's like when you say that she's that girl, it means like she's the moment, you know. The crowds, it was beautiful to see all the crowds at Trooping the Color. It was just really beautiful. The Queen looked amazing. I loved her outfit. I think out of all the outfits that she's worn since basically like all the outfits that aren't what she wears to like, you know how back in the day when she was like in her 20s and 30s, she would wear a lot of like ball gowns. I love the ball gowns of like her coronation time period. That was great. But since she started kind of wearing like, not pantsuits, but like the suits, like the those suits, you know, her like queenly fashion that doesn't have to do with like coronation gowns. I love this outfit more than any other outfit she's ever worn. I love seeing all the working royals on the balcony. That was really beautiful. The Wessexes, the Cambridges, Princess Anne, of course Charles and Sir Timothy Lawrence, and I believe the rest are her cousins. The Duke of Kent, of course, and then the other three, I don't know their names, I'm so sorry, on the left, my left. But it was beautiful. Of course, we know that Meghan and Harry were in. I'll get to them. I will get to them, okay? I'll get to them. Alright, let me just keep going. And then they had the lighting of the principal beacon at Buckingham Palace. I thought that was interesting. I don't really know like the meaning behind that, but like it was interesting to watch. Then we had the service at St. Paul's Cathedral. Beatrice looked amazing. I think that the outfit, Beatrice is young, but the outfit is kind of like I feel like an older person could have worn that outfit too, if that makes sense, but like she made it look, she looked fine. It didn't age her, you know what I mean? But I think the outfit could be either or, you know? But she looked cute. She always looks cute. I love her and her husband together. Like, I love them together. I know that when he first came onto the scene, some people were like, oh, trying to say that he was a social climber, but he's an Italian count, and like obviously like Italy, their royalty isn't the same as like the British monarchy, but he does have the title of being a count, and like he has his own money from real estate, and like his real estate work and all that interior design is nice. Like, if you follow him on Instagram and his design company, it's nice. It's very nice. He's a great guy. He adores her. Princess Eugenie, I know a lot of people are divided because they think she's like a mole, that she's Team Sussex, whatever. But I think, I'll get to my opinions. Just the outfit. She looked cute. I think the outfit could have been a little more because it was very plain, like just the orange. But I think she looked cute. She looked fine. It was fine. St. Paul's Cathedral. Oh yes, Sophie looked remarkable. The Countess of Wessex looked remarkable. I love all of that. And Lady Louise is just, like, she's only, what, 18, 19? And she's just stepping into, like, the royal spotlight, and she just looks great. I love this like 1920s 30s inspired sort of like the buttons and the even the top, the way the top, she just looked so cute. Like she looked great. She looked very beautiful. Princess Anne has her own style. I'll just say that Princess Anne has her own style. She looked good. I don't have anything negative to say, but I think Princess Anne is Princess Anne when it comes to fashion. I don't know if that sounds negative, but I think she looked good, but like she just has her own style and she found what works for her. She likes what she was wearing, so I have nothing negative to say. Catherine never misses a beat. She looked like a ray of sunshine. That's what my friend said. She just looked adorable. William just always looks handsome. So yeah. Harry's outfit, same concept as William's. He looked good, but of course he was sulking. Meghan, okay, let me just say, Meghan looked nice in the Dior all white. The coat looked big. Like it looked like she wore a coat that was 2 sizes too big. Because a lot of people were like, why does she look like wider than she normally does? Like, because obviously it's kind of weird because Meghan kind of, I don't know what it is, but sometimes she just balloons. But it's weird because it'll be like one day to another, 1 week to another. So like she was at the polo match and she looked skinny, and then she went to the Texas and she looked skinny, but then here she looks like padded. But people did suspect that she was wearing a microphone for Netflix because they were there filming for Netflix, but they were blocked from, you know, recording this and recording that, allegedly. But so yeah, I'm gonna give it to her. She looked nice in the all white. That's all I have to say. And I'm gonna talk more about their whole thing let me just talk about it here and now. Let me talk about it here and now. First of all, at the Trooping of the Color, only working royals were allowed. Senior working royals were allowed on the balcony. So obviously you know who was there. So they weren't allowed to be there. They had complained and sued the UK government for security, saying that our lives are in danger, we can't come because you're gonna JFK us, and we're so hated in Britain, we don't feel safe. So allegedly they brought the kids, but nobody saw them. We didn't see them in public. The family, if they saw them, we don't know because they're never gonna say anything about anything. They never explain, never complain. That's their mentality. But we know that the royal family also was very busy, booked and busy, and they had many things to do. So they were kind of just running around doing a lot of things. Okay, Meghan was in the window. Like she, the weird thing is that, okay, obviously, we know about when it comes to like royal fashion, they're not allowed to get freebies as gifts. But Meghan is no longer a senior working royal, and she would wear a bunch of things, and people would basically get paid. Like she would put like, people would put what she was wearing. Influencers do this all the time. They're wearing a certain thing, they get sent this thing by the company, they wear it for free, and then they have affiliate links. So if you click on the link and buy this t-shirt, then I get money from you guys buying this t-shirt every time you buy the shirt, right? I get a kickback out of it, like 5% or whatever. So she was in the window, and she and Harry were shushing the kids, even though it was like a parade, so it wasn't like they went to church and needed to be shushed because they were talking. It was like shush, shush, whatever. But then somehow in the super zoom lens, she was wearing some pinky ring that was $550 because I looked it up. Because the company posted about it, like, oh, Meghan is wearing her ring, and it's a company of women made by women, and da-da-da. I don't have a problem with all that. I'm launching a business sometime in the near future, and I understand that you have to send products to people and whatever, but I just thought, like, okay, so is she just in the window to get a photo taken? But what about security? You know what I mean? Like, if you're worried about security, like, there was a part where they were driving during Trooping the Color, and nobody even knew who they were because the car was not, like, it didn't have the royal standard or anything like that. And so Meghan rolled down the window so that people could see her. And like, but you're worried about security. You're afraid that somebody could JFK you. But you're rolling down the window in a parade where people hate you, in a country where you're so hated and you're so scared for your life. So it just didn't make any sense, and she's just standing in the window where like zoom lenses can see her, and if somebody wanted to JFK her, they could. So how scared are you if you're sitting there near open windows and rolling down windows in bulletproof cars and such and such? Then the service of Thanksgiving, according to reports and just a video of people who are arriving, they were supposed to walk in with Eugenie and Jack Brooksbank and Princess Beatrice and Edo. They did not. They got out of their car, right, when they were there, but then they all walked in, and then Meghan and Harry were just sitting there talking to people. and then they begin the walk of shame. Of course, they were escorted to their seats, but they were all supposed to walk in together. Hence, there wouldn't have been an escort if they all had to walk in together. However, they decided to wait, and then they walked down the aisle when everybody else was sitting down, because the order of precedence was that everybody was supposed to come in, just like a wedding. Everyone is supposed to come in and sit down, and then everybody stands up when the bride and her father walk down the aisle. So they decided to come in last, right before Charles, Camilla, William, and Catherine were supposed to come in, because they come in last as the sovereigns, right? Well, like that representation, more of the representation for the sovereign. If the queen was there, she would have came in last with all of them, but... So, the service of Thanksgiving. They begin the walk of shame. I will include the clips. I uploaded a video here, but I will include the clips. Again, it was very awkward. It was very embarrassing. They had a bit of a row about seating arrangements. Harry was talking to Bea and Edo and tried to get them to scoot down according to like what we saw, because the camera was rolling. And because some people said, oh, they got their own procession. No, they didn't. They were supposed to walk in together, but they chose to stop and hang around so that they could walk in by themselves and try to sit on the ends. Because if I can get the clip, I'll show you their last appearance as senior royals, the Commonwealth Day service. They were actually cut from the procession, and Harry threw a whole tantrum about it, and William just said, okay, fine, screw the procession, we'll all walk in together, we'll all walk out together. And what ended up happening was, the way that Meghan and Harry were seated, Meghan literally like jumped through the chairs to jump right behind William and Catherine, like to be like, oh, we're still important, and that's why everybody in the pictures looked mad awkward, because there was a whole row right before the Commonwealth Day service, right? I think they were taken out of the bulletin, like some bulletin or whatever that they had, like the church program or whatever. So Harry, I'll insert the pictures, and if I can find a clip, I'll insert it. Harry is over here telling Bea and Edo, yo, move down, and Edo is so sweet, and they were like, no, like this was the seating arrangement. So they made it so that Meghan and Harry were not sitting with everybody else, basically. They were still seated with family, but they're no longer senior working royals, so they don't get the same perks of, oh, we sit in the front row, whatever, no. They had to sit all the way down the row past Bea, Edo, Eugenie, Jack Brooksbank, and they had to sit behind the Wessexes, which was very, very telling. Because obviously, Sophie and Prince Edward are, Prince Edward is the son of the Queen, but like he knows his role. He's like, yeah, I'm a count, and like it's just not, I'm not at the same level as Charles, and like that's just how it is. Like he's my older brother, but like he's gonna be king. I'm not. We have different roles, and he's cool. Like he's not like Andrew. Like they're just different people. He's just very content. He has his family. He's chill. So Meghan and Harry had to sit all the way like second row back there, 4 people back, so they couldn't jump. They couldn't just jump through hoops basically. And let me see. They were sat right next to Lady Sarah Chatto, who is Princess Margaret's daughter, right? And then the guy sitting behind them allegedly is MI6. Okay, so, it was pretty tense. And Harry just looked, I'll insert pictures, just looked, he was not having it, he was just scowling, he was angry. Also, just like, I'll insert a clip from the service where they had the procession where Charles, Camilla, William, and Catherine were walking down, and Meghan literally, when Catherine was walking by, turned her head like this. Just went like this because Catherine was walking. I was like, yo, y'all are 40. This is not high school. You can't control yourself. Like there was a Chris Brown, I think, had gotten into a fist fight with Frank Ocean years ago, and he won like an MTV award or a BET award, and everybody stood up and did a standing ovation, and Chris Brown was just sitting there like that. It was literally that sort of vibe. Like it was that vibe of just, I ain't clapping, I'm not clapping. Like literally you just, she couldn't even look at Catherine and William, like could not, because the way that they were seated, like they were seated all the way over there with Princess Anne, and it was just, whoo. It was really something else. It was really something else, y'all. I was like, okay, y'all are not playing checkmate, And then, of course, the procession at the end was beautiful, but I'll insert a picture of the procession at the end because this is who it was. It was the preacher, like the clergy people, and then it was Charles, Camilla, William, Catherine, and then there were like the guards, security, whatever they want to call them, like the guys in the uniforms. And then it was people I don't recognize. Then it was two people I don't recognize. Then it was Princess Anne, her husband, Timothy Lawrence. And then it was Edward, Sophie, their kids, people I don't recognize again behind them, sorry. Then it was Beatrice, Edo, Eugenie, Jack, and then it was Mike and Zara Tyndall, and then it was August Phillips, Princess Anne's kids, sorry, August Phillips, and then this other guy that I don't know who he is. And then behind all of them was Meghan and Harry, and then behind them was Lady Sarah Chatto. So like they were beyond demoted. Like it was so embarrassing. Like I was just like I literally couldn't even believe it. It was so embarrassing. It was like, oh my gosh, that is how the mighty have fallen. But if you cannot quit a job and keep the benefits, you can't do it. You cannot do it. And then comes the other big hurrah, the big moment, where as Meghan and Harry left the church, they had what they call a scarf moment, where there was a point where Priyanka Chopra, who I like as an actress in Bollywood movies, is besties with Meghan, and she was at Wimbledon, and Catherine came. I don't know if she was sitting down and people were standing up and giving a standing ovation or whatever was happening, and she was like messing with her scarf or messing with something on her clothes and just refused to even acknowledge that the Duchess of Cambridge was right in front of her eyes, right? So it was just one of those things where it was like the Chris Brown moment that I just explained. And
She's coming. Oh, I love your shoes, Victoire.
Oh, I thank you. I got them from Christian in Paris.
Oh, I must call on him.
Yes, you must. He's wonderful.
the next day, the royals were out and about and very busy the day of Lily's birthday. So they basically, the new Fab Four, which was William, Catherine, and their lovely children, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, went to Cardiff, Wales, and they had a walkabout sort of situation, and they were meeting people in the UK, and met this guy who's a singer. I have no idea what his name was, but he seemed really funny, and he had like a sparkly jacket, and Prince George apparently said that he needed glitter in his hair. I thought that was very cute. And they just had a fun time over there and met with an orchestra. And the same day, Edward and Sophie were in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Princess Anne was at a derby for horse races, of course, and the Queen couldn't attend, but it was said that she was watching the derby from Windsor Castle, right? Windsor Castle. And then they had the Platinum Party at the Palace concert. I was so surprised. I didn't even know that was going to be happening. I was like, wow, this is so great. And this was all happening on Lily's birthday, and obviously there were all these stories about how, oh, the Queen was gonna go to Lily's birthday and throwing her a birthday, and she was gonna do this, and the whole royal family was gonna attend, and blah blah. And then Omid released that, oh, they're not, they're having a birthday in private, of course, and they're not going to any of the royal events basically that had to do with the Jubilee, which is pretty nuts. They only went to one, and I mean they went to Trooping the Color, but they were not allowed to be in the carriage because that's for working royals only. And but yeah, basically there was a huge concert. It was so lovely. William gave speeches. William gave a speech. Charles gave a speech. Camilla looked lovely. The kids, everybody looked great. They had such a fun time. Mike Tyndall is a mood. He was just like so funny and cool, and like everybody just looked super great. There was a bunch of English celebrities and like just so many people. And of course the Paddington Bear video came out. I can't insert it. I'll just insert a picture. It was so moving. It was so sweet. Everybody just looked great. And the fireworks that were like made out of drones, basically, they did a fantabulous job. Like it was just beautiful. It was great. Michelle Obama had a video message for the Queen, and Barack Obama had a video message for the Queen. That was very, very nice. That was very interesting. Dolly Parton, who's met the Queen before, I think in the 60s or the 70s, had a message for her too. And Pippa Middleton is pregnant. I don't know Pippa's married last name. I don't know the guy that she married. I'm sorry, like I don't know her new last name, so I just call her Pippa Middleton. She's pregnant with baby number 3. Congratulations. That was very sweet. And the Paddington Bear thing just really, it was so cute. And then next we had a video, a little Instagram reel where Catherine and the kids made cupcakes. I thought that was just adorable. And then they had the parade. I forgot what the parade was called. I am so sorry. They had this parade and I just thought it was so beautiful because I said on my Instagram that since 2016 when wokeness took over in retaliation to Trump being elected, nationalism and patriotism was demonized. Everyone started complaining about being American or European and tried to adapt this "we are all one, we are the world" sort of mentality, and I said no, we're not. Being born in the West gives us certain freedoms and opportunities that millions risk their lives for and would love to have. And I talked about how I love my country. I love America and I love being American. As many qualms as we have, as many bad things as we have, I'm immensely blessed to be in America. Like, I don't have the freedoms that I have here in any other country. And, okay. Stop. Okay. I said watching the Jubilee has filled me with a deeper respect for British people and culture and their traditions, and it's okay to be proud to be British. Like, even if you're like, oh, my parents are from Pakistan but I grew up in Britain, or I moved to Britain from America and now I'm married to a British guy. It's okay to say I like this country, I like its values, I like living here. It's not a problem. Like, it's okay. And I said, yes, there's bad in all of our histories, but that's life. I hope every person living in the UK feels an immense sense of pride because you've shown on the world stage this weekend. Okay, and yes, then we're getting to the finale, kind of, sort of. When they sang God Save the Queen, I cried. I just cried because I realized it hit me in that moment that Queen Elizabeth II was my age. I'm 26, but she was, what, 25, 26 when she ascended the throne. And she was born, like, obviously she was born a princess, but she was not born in line to the throne. She was born basically like a Harry. She wasn't gonna be a queen. Like, she was just gonna live her life and obviously be a princess and whatever, but she was gonna be like the spare. Her uncle was the king, you know? And he decided to leave and abandon his country. And Elizabeth's dad, of course, was king, but not for super duper long. And then she lost her father, but had suddenly to just snap into the role that was given to her by destiny, by God, you know? And it was one of those things where I just fully realized that everybody has dreams and hopes. I have hopes and dreams. But I could only imagine if something happened and I had to suddenly be something else, you know? Maybe she wanted to, I don't know, whatever, be a hairdresser or something else, but like she had to be a queen, and she probably wondered, what if I have a normal life? Like, I just thought, like, okay, like going around and seeing all these people and like going to all these countries, like, you think, like, she must have sometimes thought, oh, I'm tired, like, I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe she, you know, complained to Prince Philip. Oh my god, I'm getting emotional. Like, complained to Prince Philip and she had to be a mom and like had to just, but she always had to just suck it up and say, like, obviously she's not an absolute monarch like King Henry the VIII, right? But like, it's like, my people need me. And to have one person dedicate their life 70 years, like 96 years, well, 70 years on the throne, like, I could only imagine like having a president that's like a king, you know, being there for so long, you know. And it's because here, like I said, presidents are just interchangeable, every 2 years we have an election, and then every 4 years we have the presidential election, and like, we don't know what it's like to have a life of service here because we have people that we just are like, we're sick and tired of you, get out, you know what I mean? And it's like, for somebody to just, when y'all, like, the people in the UK just saying God Save the Queen, like, I was just like, damn, like, this is like, I kind of got it, and I was like, wow, this is really something, you know. You guys really have something different. I mean, there are other imperial families, of course, you know. There's like, obviously, you know, Japan and other European countries, and even in Africa there's monarchs, but we don't have that, you know. We're never gonna have that. And it's just like, it was just something to see the pictures of her throughout the years and all the presidents that she's met and everything. I was just like, damn, like this is just wow. You know, I'm living through history. One day someone's gonna be like, yeah, to me, like you were alive when Queen Elizabeth II was alive. Like what was that like? You know, like God, man. Oh, it was just man, it really made me emo. And to see like William and his family, like these are people who they wanted to go do other things. They wanted to run away like Harry and Edward, but they said no, we're gonna stay and we're gonna stick it out and we're gonna have the media talk trash and demonize us. And I think what really got me was that like throughout this whole weekend, like the royal family has been so demonized, and I still hear people talk trash about them to this day, blame them for slavery and blame them for this, and all the racism in the world is England's fault according to them. And it's just like they don't say anything. They never come out and say, you know what, this isn't true, we have receipts, we're gonna clap back. They just get up and do what they have to do. They just get up and smile and just keep going. And like I could only imagine what happens behind closed doors, like in the sense of the Oprah interview must have hurt them. Like that's William's brother. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the British taxpayer spent mad money on the wedding, and like everybody supported Meghan. Like I was a huge fan of Meghan. Like I had a fan page, and that's how I became a royal watcher and interested in the British royal family. And it's like, but I think one thing that's beautiful is that the Queen showed Meghan and Harry what they missed out on, what they left behind. And it was like this is what you lost, you know. And they showed the British people that we played the long game and we checkmated them. They couldn't be half in and half out. They just showed you can't be half in and half out. And if you come here again, you're not gonna get the red carpet rolled out for you. You're not gonna get the privileges that you used to have because you chose to leave. That's what happens when you abandon your country and your duty. You can't quit a job and keep the benefits. And it, as a royal watcher, I couldn't even believe all the things that Meghan and Harry put their own family blood through on the world stage. With the Obamas, Meghan and Harry didn't go to their birthday party. They've been trying to get involved in Hollywood. A lot of their projects are crashing and burning basically, and things getting canceled. Meghan's show getting canceled by Netflix and all this kind of stuff. And Harry, what I realized today, I was thinking and I realized that Harry like had everything planned for him. Like there was a Nicki Minaj documentary that came out in like 2012, and she was like, yeah, my life is booked 2 years in advance. I already know everything that I'm going to do, like press and all this kind of stuff. And like if you're at that level of like fame in your own career and you have this planned and that planned, imagine being a royal. Like you don't, they already know, oh, on this day is a state dinner and this is how it's going to go, and we have preparations for this and this. Your everything is basically planned, and all Harry ever needed to do in life was show up. Now he has to sing for his supper. Now he has to call people and say, oh, hey, can I get an invitation? It's not easy. It's literally not easy, and it's not easy being a normal person trying to, I know he's not a normal person, but you know what I mean? It's not easy, like, doing things on your own. So it's like, even me as a YouTuber, like if I had like a manager that got me into events and paid for this and got PR people who helped me do this and advertisement people who do this and do that, that's completely different than me having to look up, oh, how to grow my YouTube channel, watching mad videos and trying to implement strategies. That's a whole different thing. And it's now he has to see what it's like to be a working man. He has to see what it's like to have to pay rent. He never had to do any of that his whole life. And he was so angry. Like, he was sulking the whole time because it must have hit him. Wow, this is what I lost. This is literally what I lost. And Catherine had to go through so much hell, dude. Like since she met William, had to go through it like for 10 years. And then while she was married to him, they're always comparing her to this person and that person and talking trash. And then, you know, for her to, you know, try to welcome in Meghan into the fold and everything, and for her to go on Oprah and say, she made me cry, she did this to me, and I'm the victim. Like, and then people just attacking them. Like, I'm sure Catherine probably cried behind closed doors to William and said, dude, like, I was super nice to her. Like, why would you do this to me? You know what I mean? And so it's like, all they could say was recollections may vary and that they were investigating things. But I think this weekend there was a moment where the Queen smiled at Catherine, and it was like so beautiful. Like, you played the long game. This is your future. You're going to be the Queen consort. Of course, after Camilla, like, like, this is what a life of service gets you. You know what I mean? Like, the beauty and the admiration of your people. And of course, I can't end this without talking about Boss Baby. Prince Louis stole the show. He was so cute. He was so adorable. He was so funny. And he's just like any other kid. All of us are rowdy at 4 years old. He just had a lot of energy. And having to sit still is just a lot. And Omid Scooby Snacks was just railing into him and just talking mad trash, and it was super inappropriate and ridiculous. And I posted pictures of Harry acting a fool as a child, but he was being a child and always sticking his tongue out and crying and doing all this stuff. And nobody said, oh, is he autistic? Is he having a meltdown? Is Diana a bad mom? Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, nobody said that. It was kids being kids. But also, what am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything, but let me just finish with this. All right, so yes, there was a blind item where someone on Twitter who's in the know with the Hollywood circles and the royals and everything had said, we don't usually like to do this, but this has to be a blind for now. And a blind is basically like an anonymous, oh, we can't say who this is about, but it's about somebody that y'all know. She said, therapy, 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 and canceled meetings after the weekend. Deep breaths. He's heartbroken but committed to difficult decisions, family, and self-care. And it was very cute also how the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge wrote on their Twitter that we all had an incredible time, especially Louis. And they had the eyeball emojis. It was very, very funny, and they had this cute little behind-the-scenes photo. And then there was also a photo of Harry and Meghan seen back at the airport in LA. It was reported that they basically left right after. Some people say that they left right after the Commonwealth service. Other people say that they left after Lily's birthday, and they just basically just packed and just went back home. And they're very upset about, you know, their frosty reception that they got. Like, yeah. And I also said that thanks to Harry, Catherine's very used to handling temper tantrums. He's had very public temper tantrums all the time in his like late 20s. And also, okay, now that they've had all this, oh, I can't believe they're back in Britain, and everybody, Prince, they know that Boss Baby Louis stole the show. Photos of Lillibet Diana have come out. All I can say is she's cute. I'm just gonna say that. She's a cute kid. A very cute kid from her birthday party. My other question is, where's Archie? I'm just going to insert the photos of them at the party. The girl in the photo on the right hand side with the curly hair looks just like Meghan in my humble opinion, but that's not Lilibet. The girl is biracial. The woman holding them is her mom, and the dad had another picture. And apparently Harry and Meghan's private photographer was banned by the Queen from capturing the moment they met inside Windsor Castle. But they took the photo that they released was from Frogmore Cottage. So that's very interesting. What do you guys think about that? I think that officially rounds it up for the Platinum Jubilee weekend. And all of you who live in the UK, you're so lucky. Like, I wish we had. It was just beautiful. I haven't seen patriotism in a long time. Like, people who are proud of their country like that. It was just so beautiful. So yeah, I got a little emo, but I'm okay now. And thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you and your families. Let me know what y'all think. Okay, bye guys.